On Tuesday, Ivory Coast announced that French troops will be leaving the country after a decades-long military presence, making it the latest African nation to downscale military ties with its former colonial power. Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara revealed that the pullout of French forces would commence in January, noting that France has had as many as 600 troops in Ivory Coast. "We have decided on the concerted and organized withdrawal of French forces in Ivory Coast," stated President Ouattara, also mentioning that the military infantry battalion of Port Bouet, managed by the French army, will be handed over to Ivorian troops. This announcement aligns with similar actions taken by leaders across West Africa, reflecting a trend of requesting France's military presence to be reduced. Analysts have characterized these moves as part of a broader structural transformation in the region's engagement with Paris. Notably, several West African nations, including coups Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, have recently requested the departure of French troops. Additionally, Senegal and Chad have also made similar calls, despite Chad being considered France's most stable and loyal partner in Africa. The reduction of military ties with France coincides with the country's efforts to revitalize its diminishing political and military influence in Africa by formulating a new military strategy aimed at significantly decreasing its permanent troop presence on the continent. As a result, France now maintains a troop presence in just two African countries: Djibouti, with 1,500 soldiers, and Gabon, with 350 troops, having been expelled from over 70% of the African nations where it previously had a military presence after the end of its colonial rule. Following the expulsion of French troops, military leaders of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso have sought closer ties with Russia, which has deployed mercenaries across the Sahel and faced allegations of abuses against civilians. The security situation in these countries has deteriorated, marked by a rise in extremist attacks and civilian casualties resulting from conflicts involving armed groups and government forces.